Hello, I'm Janna, and welcome back to the Crafty Corner. This is getting to the time of year where we start thinking about spring cleaning. And while the studio is on my spring cleaning list, I do have some other things that I also need to clean up. I've got a plethora of backgrounds and scraps that are needing to be used up. So today I'm going to show you 3 quick and easy ways to use your scraps. If you'd like to see exactly which supplies we're going to be using, go ahead and pause here. All right, let's head over to the Crafty Corner. Today, we're going to be looking at 3 different ways to use up scraps. I'm definitely in the mood for some spring cleaning, so the scrap bin is getting a bit of an overhaul. The first way that we're going to look at using up scraps is to take discarded backgrounds and turning them into new and interesting backgrounds. So this one is pretty simple. What we're going to do first is pick some pieces that go well together. Like these look really good. I like that. And I want one more piece to complement that one. So looking at the choices here, I think we'll go with these 3. I'm going to use those to merge together to make another background. And let's pick another set. These 3 would be great. The others are nice, but we'll set these aside for use at a later time. Okay. So first things first, we're going to take these and we're going to slice them up using the mini tonic trimmer. So we're just going to take this. So all I'm doing is chopping off the top part of this tag. That won't be very useful. And then I'm just roughly estimating and slicing accordingly. So let's go ahead and put this on fast forward as we gather a whole bunch of slices to use in our new and improved backgrounds. Okay, now we've got 2 stacks of pieces that we're going to construct our new backgrounds from. So I'm just pushing these off to the side for a moment, and let's bring in the new bases that we have. So I've covered 2 pieces of distressed white heavy stock with some double-sided sticky tape, and we're going to use that to create our new foundations. So let's go ahead and peel the backing off the first one. There we go. Got a nice clean surface to work with. And I'm going to start with the cream and gold one. That is super pretty. So for this, I've decided that we're going to be laying the stripes going diagonally. So just placing that on here. And then we're just going to line up our pieces and we'll be able to create that new background. Okay. So it's perfectly okay if stuff is hanging off the edge. Not a big deal. Ooh, that looks great. I love that. So we're just going to turn it like that. And we're just going to keep working until everything is neatly covered. All right, let's see here. Should be able to do that. That matches. Great. All right. And we're just going to kind of keep alternating between the different textures that we have and the different thicknesses as well. I've got some 1/4 cut inch and I've got some 1/2 inch pieces. So we can mix and match those in addition to the colors that we place down. And that should look pretty good. There we go. Definitely liking that. Okay. So the nice thing is this goes pretty quickly once we have an established pattern, and then things just come together really nicely to form a background. All right, it's good. Let's see. Let's get some more of that gold. Place that here. Now you'll notice that we definitely have some pieces hanging off the edge. Not a problem because we can always trim that down once we have everything covered. Right now we just want to work through this and get our pieces on here. Okay. I'm not really trying to make a pattern, just want to get pieces placed. And I absolutely love this. It's like sometimes you got really good backgrounds that you like, but you're just not sure what to do with them. And then once you add them to like die cuts or chop them up, they can turn from plain into absolutely amazing. All right, take that, put that there. Ooh, it's definitely looking good. Okay, back to the other side. Let's see, I think I want some thinner strips. Good. I'm really liking this metallic section that I've got going here. That's coming out really nice. So over the course of, well, let's say maybe the last 5 or 8 years, I've just been collecting backgrounds after making them and sometimes just not having a clue what to do with them. So they've been sitting around in baskets waiting for inspiration. But now, since the studio is starting to overflow and I am kind of doing a spring cleaning, this was the perfect time to get those pieces out and try making something new. Okay, got that. Good. Let's go for one of the thicker stripes. There we go. Excellent. Now one of these pieces. And one of the thin pieces. Almost done. Okay, oh, I want more of that dark stuff. That's really pretty. All right, excellent. And we just need a little piece, and this will be completed. I'm probably going to save these other pieces here and turn these into some mini backgrounds a little bit later. But for now, we have got a completed background right here. So all we're going to do, we're just going to flip that over and we're going to trim off all those extra pieces. Just trimming as close to the edge of that cardstock as we can, letting all those extra pieces fall off. Good. And just working our way around the card. All right, almost there. Just a little bit more on this side to snip. Excellent. And turn. There we go. Now let's try to trim that off, make that as nice and even as we can. Good. Almost there. And here is our new background. And look at that. Just from using bits and pieces of rejected backgrounds, we've now got this really cool new background. I'm sensing a party time theme with this. I'm super happy. So let's take care of that other background. But while we do that, we're going to put that on fast forward. And here is our second background. I love the combination of texture and shine that we have on here. Definitely a great background. So we've got two brand new backgrounds out of some background rejects, and I absolutely love these. So let's set these aside and move on to our second way of using up our scraps. So the other thing that I like to do when we have lots of scraps around is to create mini banners with paper clips. So we've got a good stack of scraps right here. I've got a bin right next to my die cutting machine where I've got all sorts of great scraps that are ready to die cut things out of. But that bin needs to get thinned out just a bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to make 3 groups of 3 and stack some different textures and papers together to create 3 different banners. So let's see, right here, that makes a lovely group of 3, so that could be our first group. That's really nice. It's kind of got some earthy tones going. Oh, maybe if we throw some green in with that one. All right, give me another grouping. And now I need one more. Okay. Ooh, I like that, but I like that blue too. Ooh, that's really good together. Let's see, what else? Oh, that's kind of interesting. All right, there we go. We've got our 3 groupings just like that. And we'll just put the rest of this back in the scrap bin for use at a later time. Okay, so what we're going to do now is pull back in the tonic trimmer, and we're going to make some banner pieces. This is pretty much already perfect, but I want to narrow this down to 3 inches. 3 inches is going to be the longest segment of our banner. Oh, maybe 3.5. Let's go 3.5. Because some of these could be a bit long. Okay. And let's see, we're going to be measuring the other portion at 1.5 inches. So let's take this, got 1.5 inches right here. Perfect. And we'll just even this off right here. So right there, that's 2 layers of the banner. So now I need a 3rd layer. I'm going to put that kind of somewhere in between. Let's see, 1.5 inches right here. And somewhere in between will fall at, let's call that 2 3/4. All right. That is good. So I just want to mark that, make sure that I've got my 2 3/4. All right. There we go. Much better. Okay, so we've got the first part of one of the banners, and we'll just set that down. Now let's move on to the next one. Let's see. I think we'll make this one the longest chunk. So let's cut that around here. And we're just going to measure that at 1.5. Excellent. Get rid of that. And 3.5. Right, that's layer 1. This will be layer 2. Let's see, I think I can roughly cut that. And then I can trim it. I like that. So rough cutting with the scissors. And then we'll cut that nicely here. There we go, that's 1. And we'll just even this off. 2. All right, now we just need one more segment. And let's use this. That'll be great. Okay, and right there should be good. All right. A few more elements, and now we just need the final set of banner pieces. Okay. Oh, perfect. Take that. Let's see here, that's 2 3/4. Not quite sure yet what I'm doing with this, but I do like that we've got all these beautiful purple pieces. Ooh, I like that too. Now Now what to do with this? I think we'll cut it like this because I've got a chunk on here that's not so good. All right. And we gotta chop this off because that somehow got discolored. All right. So let's see how these three stack up. Yeah. That. Oh, this one needs to be a bit shorter. All right, there we go. So we've now got our three little clusters for banners. Now off to the side, I do have the hot glue gun heating up, but right now we are going to take these and cut some triangles out of them. Just using the tonic snips, and I'm just going to eyeball this. Banners are just fun to make, and they don't have to be perfect to look great. So I'm just going to do that, and we'll work our way through these. There we go. It is amazing how many pieces can just be collected over time. Like you die cut one thing out of something and then you completely forget that you die cut something out of that, and then you just end up with a giant bin of scraps. So it is always a good thing to go through that collection and see what can be used, because otherwise it is just sitting around taking up all sorts of space, and space, as many of us know, is at a premium, especially in a craft room, and even more so when you're adding new things to the collection. So don't forget, use your stash. That way there will always be room to incorporate new things as they come along. All right, there we go. Ooh, I really like this wood grain as well. Very good. So in here, I've definitely got a mishmash of different pieces. I've got backgrounds from alcohol inks. I've got cutoffs from ideology backgrounds. And then I've got some solids from Sizzix. That would be some of this textured stuff. And just all of it plays very well together. And I can't wait to see the end result of what we're creating right now. Okay, let's go here. One more there. Almost good. And this side as well. Excellent. So all in all, pretty good. All right, we've got our banners ready to go. So the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to staple these segments together, and then we will attach them to the paper clips. For the stapler, I've got the Tim Holtz Ideology Tiny Attacher, and we'll use that to put all of these lovely pieces together. So I'm just taking all of the banners and stacking them up together so that they line up nicely. There we go. Just trying to make sure everything fits. That should work. Okay, just take that and staple. Okay, so stacking things up. Well, these are going to look great. And staple. Right, one more set. There we go. Nice and easy. We've got 3 lovely banner sets. Okay, time to bring in the hot glue and attach these to the paper clips, and then we can add a little bit of embellishment. So for the paper clips, let's see. Yeah, I think we'll just have them all going like that. All right, for the hot glue gun, we've got the Sure Bonder fine detail tip, and we're just going to take that and run the glue right along the back of that banner. We'll take that, we'll take our paper clip and just stick that right on here. There we go. press it down. Pretty easy. And again, running that fine line of glue, flipping that over, and sticking it down. I love projects that are nice and easy, and it's so much fun to batch these out. Oh, you know what? I ought to grab some organza ribbon as well. We can decorate these at the same time with a little bit of flair. Okay, I'll take this one. There we go. And now we just flip them right back over, and these are ready to decorate. So to decorate these, I'm going to be pulling in some bits and pieces. I've got all sorts of little scraps laying about that will be so much fun to decorate with. Okay, so right here we've got a box full of bits and pieces. Let's open that up and see what we have. Okay. Ooh, we've got some little starbursts here. That's fun. And, ooh, that looks good. Let's see here, what do I have for leaves? Okay, that's really pretty. I could do that and then add that right there, like that. Let's see here. Well, I need something shimmery to go right here. It's springtime, so I'm definitely thinking about flowers. Oh, we could stick that on top of this. I like that. That's cool. Okay. Definitely happy with that. Now I'm just looking to see if there's got any little leafy pieces that I could add to this. Yeah, I want to add that there and this here. Okay, so we're going to glue these together, and then we're going to dive into our sentiments and add some of those to finish this off. All right, now we're going to need some collage medium. Okay, and we'll just glue these in place. And this is another great way to use up random die cuts. I don't know, whenever I'm die cutting, I usually die cut a lot of things since I'm there, have the paper and have everything out, and then I end up with lots of bits and pieces left over. So this is a great way to use up those pieces. Okay, got that. More glue. Put that right here. Looks good. Got our leaves. Okay. This is coming together very nicely. I just love having so many different parts and pieces to play with. It makes the construction of these little things so much more fun. All right, let's take that. Ooh. That is coming out quite nicely. All right. And now this one. So more glue on that little starburst. And a bit on this fern piece. Yeah, let's tuck that right there. Okay. And now we've got this. Lovely. Okay, let's finish these off with a sentiment. So I'm just going to pull these back so I can see all three of them. And for sentiments, we're going to be pulling in the Tim Holtz Ideology Clippings Sticker Book. So let's see. There are just so many different things that we can use. Oh, Bright Hopes. I like that. That could go here. Like that. Okay. Let's see here. What else have we got? So many things. Alright, turning the page. Oh, like that. True friend. I think that would be good with this one. And now I just need one more. Oh, friendship. That's a nice one. Okay. I can put that right here. So here we go. We have got 3 completed banners. And this is another way to use up your scraps and, incidentally, your die cuts. All right, set these aside and move on to our third method of using up scraps. So sometimes scraps can actually look a bit large. I think I just trimmed a little bit off of this piece for something else, and the same with this. So we're going to take a moment and do some measurements out on these and turn these into some little Matchbook notebooks. Now, this is a Matchbook notebook, and the interior has some pre-cut paper, and then the outside is measuring at 2 3/4 by 8 1/4 inches. And this is a great way to use up some larger scraps. So I'm going to use this as a template, and we're going to mark a few measurements. And then I will cut these. Then we will start assembling a few of these. Okay, and we'll mark that at 8 1/4. There we go. That's the first paper. So going back over here. All right, that one's already cut to the right length. So I just need the 2 3/4 over here. So be back in a moment after I cut these to size, and then we'll construct our own Matchbook notebooks. Okay, so here are our finished cut pieces. Now we're going to score these with a mini scoreboard. Okay, so the score lines that we're going to want are going to be at 3 1/4, 3 3/4, and if we flip this going the other way, 1 inch. Otherwise, that could be considered 7. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the same thing on this one. So again, at 3 inches, 3 1/4 inches and 3 1/2 inches, and then flipping it over for 1 inch. There we go. So now we can just fold this, and on this one I want the texture side facing outward. There we go. And now that gives us the little matchbook. And let's take care of this one as well. Fold, fold, and fold. There we go. Next, we are going to add the paper. So inside these, we've turned it into a little notebook, and I've got 30 pieces of paper here. This is perfect, like if you want to stick this in your back pocket, and you can make a list on here, jot down some notes. Very easy and convenient to carry with you, and just, it's a nice little arty thing as well. Okay, so we've cut paper down. I've got a stack of plain printer paper, and then I also have a stack of some lined paper. Now I cut 30 of these sheets for each stack, and these are measuring in at 2 1/2 inches by 3 1/2 inches. And this was just cut from some standard lined paper. Now, we're going to be hole punching these, and I'm going to be using a small hole punch. This is by Fiskars, and this is a very tiny hole punch. I'd hazard to say that this is about 1/8 of an inch. So, first, we're going to line this up here, and we want a hole as close to the center of this as we can get. That looks pretty good right here. I'm just going to eyeball it. Okay, and now we're going to take this and line it up as closely as we can, and then I'm just going to mark where that hole is. Okay, and we'll take a good stack of these. I'll have to probably hole punch this in 2, maybe 3 batches. Okay, and we'll just take this. There we go. And punch. We're going to put the plain paper here and the line paper over here. Next, we're going to need some hardware to hold this all together. And for that, I've got some of the Tim Holtz Ideology brads. And here they are. These will be perfect to put these notebooks together. All right, so start over here. Oh, that's right. It's been a while since I made this. It needs to come out the other side over here, so I need to add another hole. Okay, that's right, because that's how everything stays together. Okay, just adding that second hole, because it has to go all the way through. That's right. Okay, so through there, through the big stack of paper. And then through the last hole over here. All right, good. And now I can smush that down, and that will hold all that paper together, just like that. All right, so we'll set that there. And let's take care of the second one. Right. Through here, stack our papers. Just carefully lining stuff up. This one's being a little bit more difficult, but that's okay. We can add the paper in smaller bunches. Not a problem. Just feeding that paper right onto here. Shouldn't take much longer. All right, stacking and adding. These are definitely a little harder to hang on to. The paper is definitely just a little bit flimsier than I like, but for quick little notebooks, it does work. All right, there we go. That's everything stacked. And just thread that through the last hole. There we go. All right, and we'll just twist that so everything will line up nicely. There. And fold it down. Ooh, that one maybe worked just a little bit. Okay, so we've got our 2 notebooks. Now, the fun part, we get to decorate these. So I'm going to start on this side, and we're going to add a bit of washi tape. Let's see here, I like that one, and let's go with this one as well. So we're just going to grab some ATG tape to make sure everything sticks down really well. Run it across the back of that. Tap. And good. We've got our scissors. So we've got some Ideology decorative tapes here, and that's just going to make these look a bit nicer before we go in and add some other embellishments. And it's okay if we're hanging off the sides just a little bit because we can always trim that down. Okay, good. And we'll just go in with the scissors. Give that a quick trim. Great. And over here. And let's take care of the second one. So more tape just to cover this little back. And there we go, right across. Definitely looking better. Okay, and again, trimming off the excess bits. Okay, now let's go ahead and add some more decorations to these. Okay, so we're going to give a quick dig through this bin and find some pieces to work with. Let's see. Ooh, I like the dials. The dials are always fun. Okay, let's go with that one. Those pieces look good. And we've got some little stuff right here. And we've got some other little bits and pieces right there. Okay, great. We've got some bits of ephemera to play with. Let's see what we can do. All right, and glue. So, oh, that sticker, I like that. That could go really good with the bird. Let's start there. That'll be a good jumping off point. So just adding some glue. Put that right here. Oh, that works out. That's a sticker. Cool. All right, let's put that right there. That works. And oh, I know I want the dial. Scribble on some glue. This is good. That'll make a good foundational piece. Stick that here. Ooh, like that. That'll work. Put that here. And the dial can be added right there. So far, so good. Got a stamp. It's got some of that really good green that's already in our background, so we could tuck that right in here. And then I've got these two little pieces. Those would be good to add. Let's see here. We'll take that and we'll stick this one here and one more, and we can stick that up near the top. Okay, pretty good. Now I want to do a little bit more here. Oh, number piece will work very nicely. Take that and stick that there, and I want one more piece near the top. All right, this will work. Take that and stick that right here. There we go. Now we have a little bit of collage, and I would call those complete. Oh, let's take a look at all of our completed elements for using up scraps. We made some fun backgrounds, cutting up older backgrounds, and then we dived into making some little banner pieces of ephemera. And last, we created some collaged matchbook notebooks. And these are a great way to use up your scrap. Thank you so much for joining me here at the Crafty Corner today as we do a bit of spring cleaning by using our scrap stash. I hope that you enjoyed today's 3 easy methods of using up scraps. And until next time, happy crafting.